Hello, my friends. It's Laura Victoria Ward. You're in Somatic Mat. We are definitely doing the lymph flush today and some other things. And there are cats, and they are just getting accustomed to each other. So there could be some chaos. Can't guarantee anything, but we'll see what happens. Excellent. So we're going to be standing up and doing some breath and some shakeout stuff. And I like to think of, I don't know, shaking out other people's shit, shaking out my own shit, letting my body just free up from the inside to the outside. So you can just decide what you need to shake out. Inhale, open up, fill up, expand, get bigger, take in some inspiration from the heavens, and then shake out all the shit that you don't need in your life. Let it go. And again, inhale, stretch out, up, big, open, expansion, reaching up, opening your heart, opening your lungs, maybe a little like movement there, and then shake, 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 shake it down. As energetic as you want to be, or maybe it's very simple and light. Inhale, lift, expand, heart, lungs, reach up, diaphragm descending, and shake, shake, shake. Let it go. Enliven your kinesphere. One more time, inhale, lift and open, reach, and exhale, shake it out. So your kinesphere is like if there was a big ball around you, and that's all the space that you have that you can move in. So wherever you can reach out to is your kinesphere. So let's just take a second there before we get into lymph and move in your kinesphere. So imagine that you're in this big bubble and you're trying to touch all the surfaces of the inside of that bubble. Behind you in the back space, in the front space, exploring it maybe in some different ways, like letting yourself spiral. Don't think about this as getting exercise. Think about it as like an adventure and exploration in the space around you. And as you're exploring through the space around you, you're also kind of inviting in possibility, inviting in potential, inviting in more, I want to say, critical creative thinking, but also more discernment. We have these moves in Laban, gathering, where we're gathering in and then scattering out, letting it go. So what do you need to gather in right now? What do you need to scatter? Scatter to the winds, scatter to the four directions. What do you not need on your plate right now? Maybe you can share it out there, to the world. And then maybe gather in some more, gathering in, planting yourself, grounding your energy. Feeling into what it feels to be in your human body today. Is there anything that you can make a little bit easier just by moving, hydrating the tissue of your body? Is there anything you can soften? And then we're going to do the lymph. Now that we should be sort of in relationship with ourselves, with our bodies. If you feel like you need to dance a little bit more, then by all means go for it. You can even dance and do lymph at the same time. I'm just coming into the camera so you can see. I am going to take my right hand into this upper quadrant between my sternocleidomastoid, this big muscle coming down here, and my collarbone, also known as a clavicle. You know, when I first started studying ballet, and I was studying movement analysis and I was studying anatomy and kinesiology, I wasn't first studying ballet. I was working privately with different coaches. And one of my teachers said to me, my ballet teacher was like, about studying movement analysis, no, you're going to take all the magic out of your dancing. You don't want to know all that stuff. And I was like, no, I'm going to put more magic in my dancing by knowing more of this stuff. So I think we have these different versions of how we exist in our own bodies. Change it to your other side. And for me, it's knowing. For me, it's feeling into what's going on, knowing what I'm moving, having some, connection to my anatomy, my moving systems, the fluid in my body. So yeah, that is the magic. I don't want to not know. I want to know. Relax your neck and tongue. And then how these systems integrate is even more magical. And then taking your hands behind your, that angle of the jaw. I'm going to cross today. So when we cross midline, it does something different in our brain. And there are people that have a hard time with that. And so this is like a developmental pattern, being able to cross our body. So when we do it like this, it just shifts the energy that's going in there a little bit. Ha. There's a woman who does this thing called energy medicine. And her name's Donna Eden, and she just sees energy in people's bodies. And so she's like overlapping multiple systems and using them all. Let's go into the K29 or K27, I think it's K27, right in there. It's either K27 or K29, just under your clavicle. There's a little indentation, get in there, circle it around. We're gonna do lymph, a little bit of thymus thump, all sorts of stuff all together. But what I'm also learning is that the more I study in the field of different research of what's this, what's that, there's so much overlapping and layering. Like if we really look at stuff, it's like, oh, you found out that that movement that I found out was good. Oh, good, we're in accord. It's not like, it's not just magic. Change it to your other hand and change direction with that. Maybe make some sound and relax your neck and tongue. Let it go, turning your head from side to side, inviting the nervous system to be spacious. And then you're going to release that and just do a little Tarzan across the top of your thymus thump out into your pecs. And you can add some sound if you want to. So anytime we add a vocal sound, it's going to vibrate our tissue more. It's going to be different how that lands inside our body. Now we're going back to our regular basic 6 lymphatic mojo, getting into the armpit and pectorals, deltoids a little bit. Breathing, feeling the lungs expanding, getting bigger on the inhale. Diaphragm moves down as you inhale into the organs. Change it to the other side. Inviting in health and fluidity into your body. By first even creating an idea of it in your mind. What would it feel like to just have no pain? What would it feel like to be really healthy? Imagine it first. When we can imagine things, they can happen. When we can sort of see it, feel in the mind's eye, body, then it can kind of come through. Okay, we're gonna do another thump right here on the, there's my boobs, just under my boobs. I'm still on my ribs, thumping in there. Oh, maybe some deep low sounds down there to get some vibration in the low part of your belly. And then we're going to go into the next lymph point, which is it's called your Cisterna chyli. Here's my xiphoid process. Here's my belly button. It's right in the middle. And it's deep in your body. So it's kind of far back. So you could kind of add a little bit of arching and curling in your movement just to get in there more. This is our biggest lymph node. If it's blocked, then we're going to have a lot more lower body organ issues, maybe digestive issues, maybe elimination issues. So lymph is a detoxifier of the body. And it's deeply interrelated with our vascular system, with our nervous system. Like, it's not like one thing's wrong, but everything else is right. Like if something's wrong, there's a relationship between all of that. And if it's all going right, it's all going right. Good. And then let's come into between our pubic bone and our ASIS, into the inguinal fold of our groin. And then we're just going to get in there. At this point in the game, my arms start to feel tired. So I'm just going to shake it all out and let it go for a second. And I'm going to come back to that, bouncing around. So we're stimulating these lymph points, these node roads, as Dr. Perry Nicholson calls them. We've got our anatomy trains, we've got our node roads, we've got all these different ways of looking at the body. And then I'm going to come back in there and get that one more time. Breathing into it, just inviting that movement. And just think about, like, does it feel really unnatural to touch your own belly or your own organs? Maybe give yourself a little bit more movement in there, just letting yourself, give yourself a little belly massage, moving the organs around. They're not going to fall out. They're nicely packed in there, but as you're moving them, we want sliding surfaces on all of our organs so that they're not getting extra adhesions in there. And then let's get down to the knees, and then we'll come back to the lower back. Behind your knees, getting in there. You can even bounce a little bit or pump if you want to make more. If it's enough as is, then that's fine. And then release that, shake it out. I'm getting really warm now, all this activity. And I'm going to go into, I learned this learning connective tissue therapy a long time ago, very fascially based. It's very much about fascia and nervous system. So here's my sacrum right in here, this little triangle. I'm going to get to sort of the side, my PSIS, posterior superior iliac spine, the balancing out point of my anterior. And I'm going to dig in with my knuckles, moving out to the edges. So there's a whole lot of nervous system coming down and out through this area. And we want to have, like, again, sliding surfaces within, like we could even think of like the muscle fibers having some smoothness and ease, so they're not getting too jammed up. All right, enough of that. So just feel into your body for a second. Take a breath. Yeah, if you're still on something, if something's working for you, stick with it. Listen to your body always as the #1 intelligent speaker to you. It's more, your body knows more about you than I do or anyone else. Good morning, friends. It's my coffee time with all the this is a busy, busy morning here in the land of kitty chaos. All right, let's take it down. If you have a block, you're going to sit on a block. If you don't have a block, that's totally fine. You can sit on your butt, or you can raise your pelvis up, sitting on some big books or a thick pillow or a rolled up towel, whatever works for you. Let me move back a little bit and adjust my camera. Yeah, there's not a lot of kitty chaos this morning because the little squeaky deaky Zazen is not feeling super great. Princess Lotus Flower has already had a face off with Lord Gaylord, but they're starting to learn to play with each other. And Lord Gaylord is sleeping on the heater in the other room. I can see him from here. Hands on your knees, flex your feet. I got the 2 different colored socks to help me distinguish my right from my left. Inhale, open. Exhale. I do actually have a problem knowing my right from my left because they don't feel very different. Hollow and curl. Inhale, open. Exhale. Use your breath. So think of, like, as you're in this internal rotation, almost like you're folding into a blanket, you're curling into yourself, protection. And then as you open up and expand, you're radiating outward into the world. Hollow and curl. Drop your head. Inhale. What if we never had yoga? What if, you know what I mean? What if the West had never came with, like, yoga never came to the West? I remember, like, just thinking when I was, I don't know, in my 20s, taking a yoga class and being a happy baby, thinking like, wow, this is really gynecological, and always being slightly uncomfortable with that. And it's like, wow, that is the impingement of culture on my body. Like, no one escapes it. It's going to be there no matter what. But yoga, thank God, has, like, and many other things. It's not just yoga. There's billions of forms of dance and stuff where they're not the same as, like, the ballet mind. But it is one where, like, I mean, growing up as a dancer, no crotch shots. Don't show your crotch to anybody. Don't spread your legs. Like, all this, you know, idea of what we're supposed to do with our bodies. And then on the other hand, you want to be able to do your middle split. So it's like, you know, there's these mixed messages going on. Let's take it down. Shift from side to side, very gentle. Whatever I'm stirring up, maybe I can calm myself down and ease into it, letting any old crusty thinking just drop away. Shake it off, let it turn to dust, drop away, and then just be composted by the earth. And then let's come up and we're going to spiral. I'm going to work with flexing one foot and I'm going to spiral an arch. And then I'm going to hollow. And I'm not going to tell you what your breathing pattern should be here, because I'm breathing probably more than one breath in each of these positions. And then softening down. Breathing so that you have awareness. Even if you're holding your breath, just notice that. Just breathe with awareness. And then let's come back to the middle again. Feel the difference between the two sides of your body, the right and the left. Soften and melt. And then come up and you're going to grab your other one, flex that foot, spiral and open, and then hollow and curl. Taking as long as you need in each position. Oh, yes. I think I've talked about this before, but for me on this left side, I have some stuff. And so when I move into these places, I go, oh yeah, that's there. Hello. Hello, stuff in my body. Hello, sensation. Last one. And then coming in. And let's take it forward one more time. Shifting from your tail to your head. Letting your head really relax. So we have a natural writing response where we want to pick up our head all the time. Let go of that if you can. Soften, let it release, back of the neck and shoulders. Nothing to worry about right now. And then roll it up. And let's come off the block. And let me realign my mat. And take it all the way down to the floor. So we're going to start really gently and easy here. And I'm actually going to start just by moving my tail. As I'm moving my tail, that's coming up through my body to my head. And I'm thinking of this as just being completely free. If I want to free up even more, I can add a slow exhale. Or maybe if I want to bring my awareness in and do the Theta breath. So Theta breath from Continuum is a soft hiss, your tongue behind your teeth. You can take a big inhale and then freedom from the head to the tail. For me, this is actually massaging out my lower back, massaging out my sacrum. And also letting my guts, my reproductive organs, all that stuff inside my pelvis have some freedom, have some capacity to move and be alive. One more breath like that. Free flow spine, head, tail, ribs, everything, those three big bony containers, our head, our rib cage, and our pelvis, allowing to dance with each other in sort of a fluid way. Freeing up your nervous system. So don't think of this movement as being like bone muscle movement. Like I'm going to do this exercise and move like that. It's not like that. It's like, I'm just going to allow the water in my body to flow around, and I'm going to let my nervous system unfold any kind of tension patterns that are too much, that I don't need to hold on to. It doesn't mean that your bones and muscles aren't involved. They are, but they're not the dominating force. That's the way of thinking of that. For that sort of free flow fluid movement, we want to kind of let other systems come online to inform that movement. And then going back to a little bit more regular fitnessy stuff, or somatic fitnessy stuff, knee dropping from side to side, easy and relaxed through your glutes. So I started teaching the bar burn class, which I teach on Zoom on Thursdays. I started teaching that at the gym, which is so much fun to be in a room with a bunch of other people, but I'm teaching at the Y up here. And so because I was doing a lot of plies, a lot of external rotation, a lot of burn, although I have to say my burn is not very burn, it's more like some like lukewarm ashes. But I feel it, right? We got to release that stuff again. So I'm spiraling a little deeper, rolling through. And then come in and let's warm up our backs a little bit more. Let's do this full inhale. I'll show you what it is. I'm gonna tuck in my shirt so you can see. You're gonna inhale as high as you can, push with your legs so your chest comes to your chin. Then you're gonna pull with your legs so your knees move away from your head, and then roll it down through your spine, vertebra by vertebra. Once you land into the bottom, you're gonna leave your tail on the floor and arch your back. Then you're going to flatten that out. Exhale, roll up. Once you get to the top, you're going to inhale, push back, chest to chin. Exhale, pull forward, knees away from your head. Roll it down through your spine, all the way to the floor. Once you hit the floor, you arch, just lifting your waist off the floor. And then soften that curl. Roll it up on the exhale. Inhale, push back. Exhale, pull forward. And roll it down through your spine all the way to the floor. When you hit the bottom, arch, creating space. So your butt's on the floor, but you can put your hand under your back and then curl, roll that up on the exhale. Inhale, push back. Exhale, pull forward, roll it down through your spine. When you hit the bottom, inhale, arch, let your belly stick out. Exhale, soften, curl, roll it up. Inhale, push. Exhale, pull, roll it down. I've got a full brigade of kitties helping me right now. Inhale, arch. Exhale, curl, roll it up. Inhale, push. Exhale, pull. Let's stay right up there and just push, pull. As you're in the push, pull on this inclined plane, oh my God, it's reminding me of exercises that I haven't done in years. I used to do one where we'll do it today, which is very hamstring intense. So you're going to take it really easy. We'll get there in a minute. Just push pull. So you should kind of feel your quads firing up on one part of the push and the hamstrings on the other. Feeling your feet connecting to the floor, feeling the soles of your feet, all 10 toes. Maybe your instep is lifted up. Let's slowly roll it down to the floor and take it into a happy baby pose. Easiness in your baby. Yeah. So yeah, in my barbering class yesterday, I somehow, yes, my inner thighs, I must have worked them a fair amount because they are sore. And when we've worked our muscles, like they have, when you're sore in your muscles, some of that little muscle fiber has broken up and there's lactic acid in there. And now the muscles to get stronger are reforming. Circle your ankles. And so if we keep strengthening without stretching, we're just going to get a little bit tighter all the time, which is one reason we really want to open up. Circle the other way with the ankles. And then just play in your baby. Wiggle around, maybe roll forward, backward, roll from side to side. Let it massage out your back. Oh, the kitten, flowers, also known as busybody love machine, because she's like such a busybody, and she's also like, she can't really settle down very easy, but she needs a lot of reassurance that everything's okay. So she's very loving. Hands on your knees, big circles. Lubricating up your hip sockets. And change direction. And we're kind of diving in slow this morning, but I think we are going to get going a little bit harder. So let's do elbow to knee, one leg in, one leg out, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We're going to keep going. 18, 19, 20. Take a break if you need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and relax. Open your arms wide, look out over one hand, look out over the other. Really soften your neck, shoulders, and jaw. Easy movement, letting your cranium, the weight of your head and your brain, which should be somewhere between 12 to 14 pounds, letting that all just drop into the floor, letting the earth take any tension out of your upper back, neck, jaw, throat, just offering it to the earth. Extra energy, let it compost and give you more energy by letting go of that stuff, letting go of that extra holding. And then let's do side to side. Opening wide, you're going to fold onto one side, open it up, and fold onto the other side. Letting this again massage out your back as you roll from side to side. Think of surrendering into the floor. Surrender, soften, melt. And then also to like pop open like a star, not too fast, but radiate out, shining your light. Rolling from side to side, massaging out the back. So yeah, this is a pattern. This is a body half pattern that is a homologous pattern, right versus left. Wait a minute, that's not homologous. Homolateral, right versus left. So one side versus the other side. Rolling. And then we're going to roll back and forth and come up, just rounding through your spine, massaging through your back. I'm like trying to not roll on the cat. And let's come up. And he has one of those very flexible heads and necks. It's like he likes to do the, instead of turning to see what's behind him, just looking. Hands behind you. Inhale, press your pelvis up. Exhale, take it back. Inhale, press. If this, you might just drop to here. Inhale up, but you may take it all the way back. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, pushing with your back, feeling how this connects your arms into your body as your body is moving through them. So I feel this mostly in that rotator cuff in my deltoids. My back is working, but for me, the primary thing is getting that stretch. Good, and release it, let it go. Taking your knees out to the side, you can take a big diamond shape, head towards your feet or towards the floor behind your heels. Breathing into it. Feel the rise and fall of your breath and let your breath really go deep into your organs. And then come up, and we're going to do this kind of intense hamstring exercise. So if it feels like it's too much, don't do as much as I'm doing, or bend your knees more so your legs are more parallel, perpendicular to the ground. The way that I'm going to do it, and I'm going to show it to you, I guess I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to put the block in between my knees this way. And then I'm going to slide my feet as far away as they can go without my feet picking up off the floor. So it's as far away as it can go. Look at this little cute kitten. Too adorable. Yeah, the block is this way. So it's the wide way, but not the long way and not the narrow way. Okay. You do want to have your hands on the floor. So I'm going to inch over so that the kitten is not in my way. My feet are far away. Oh, he's going to play with me now. We're going to lift up and then just pull forward and backward. So you're pulling. Oh, hello, hamstrings. I can already feel them. Maybe between 8 to 15 pulses. As soon as you feel like that, if you feel crampy or too much grabbing in there, just pick them up. You can actually give your hamstrings a smack. hamstrings generally don't get quite the balanced type of work that quads get. If you're good, then go ahead and do another set. We're gonna do 3 sets of this. So going up and just pulling and pushing. I'm trying to keep my pelvis directly between my knees and my shoulders. My feet are far away. The further away they are, the more I'm gonna get that pull in my hamstrings. Whoa, hello, and I start to feel it. Whoa, already cramping up. So anytime I cramp, I'm gonna stop, shake it out, let it go. And also, I did drink water before my coffee this morning, but then little Princess Lotus Blossom, Lotus Flower, discovered my water glass and took it over. So I didn't maybe drink as much as I would have had the cat not. Yes, there's total chaos here. 3rd set, slide your feet out, press it up, pelvis right in the middle. So don't let it drop. If you're here, it's okay, but we really want you here. So you're opening the front of your hip flexors. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's add 5 more because I can stay up. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release and take it down. That may not have been very exciting for you. That was definitely a lot of, I mean, I just feel like, I don't know, my hamstrings were like, what was that? They felt it. And I have very open hamstrings. So getting them to work is important. All right, let's just take it sitting up, walk your butt. Let's walk forward and backward with this. Oh, you loved it, good. Take it forward, take it back. Let your body free up as you're walking forward. I mean, if we did not even have legs, we could still mobilize. There are videos, it seems very like horrible, but there are videos of people that have no legs walking like this, right? So we don't need our legs to walk. We can walk like this. We can mobilize our torsos, and that will help us mobilize. And I think this is an important concept for people when they fall and get injured and they've broken something and they're alone, to go, okay, is there another way that I can move? And that's one reason why I feel like learning these different patterns of movement, or being like, oh yeah, I have access to different tools if something happens to me. One of my students had a back spasm and she was home alone. And she said, Laura, the only thing I could do was do the sounding stuff that I learned from you. And she goes, and it provided me so much relief. So, you know, maybe it's just going, making sound and slowing down the breath. Walk it, take it into your forward fold. But, you know, just to have some things in your toolbox when the shit hits the fan. And I feel like the world, unless we've really sought it out, the education of what it is to be in a body and how we should move or what might be helpful, is really limited in Western education. Unless even Western medicine, like all the best body work I've had was not really, I don't know. It's been a mixed system of Eastern and Western. Great, I think, for certain things, not so great for other things. All right, let's come onto a side forearm plank with, let's go, either your knees are on the floor and you're making it easier, or you can do like one leg in any version. I'm gonna put my top foot in front of my bottom foot. I'm gonna press up and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Taking it all the way down, we're gonna kick up to the side. Head either in your hand or on your arm. I'm gonna turn out my legs. They're straight down below me, so I'm not doing the Pilates pike at all. I'm going straight here. I'm gonna flex up, point my toes to the knee, flex up and bring it down. Flex, toes to knee, flex, bring it down. Flex, toes to knee, flex, bring it down, flex, toes to knee, flex. Now that's the basic thing we're gonna add to it. You're gonna go flex, point, turn it in, turn it out, flex, bring it down. Flex up, point to the knee, turn it in, turn it out, flex up, take it down. Up, point to the knee, turn it in, turn it out, flex up, bring it down. One more. No, two more. Up to the knee, in, out, up, bring it down. Last one. Up to the knee, in, out, up, and bring it down. Bend both knees, give it a whack, tap it out. And let's come back into our side plank. This time we're going to do big arm circles on top. If you need to make it easier, put your hand on your shoulder. So if you're having any kind of rotator cuff stuff, then don't poke the bear. Just make it easier by putting your hand on your shoulder, pressing up. Circles with the top arm, either hand on your shoulder or full circle, following your hand with your eyes, looking into the palm of your hand the whole way around. So your head is moving. Change direction. And then take it down. We're going to take the bottom knee forward and the top knee back and sit up and then side stretch. Once you get into that side stretch, you're going to kind of look up and then curl and look down. Spiral, look at the ceiling, spiral towards the floor. This is probably not going to feel like you're doing a lot of movement. That is totally fine. A tiny bit of movement is fine. Oh, rib cage, lungs, and heart. And let's release that. Just shake out the arms for a second. Here she is. Little Manx kitty with her very expressive tail that's actually like, it's about as long as my pointer finger. And the other little white guy, Zazen, his tail is really long. He's like this skinny little guy with this long tail. It's funny. Diversity in bodies, it's a good thing. They're beautiful, both of them. And then we have our big Chubbo, and he's so sweet and lovable, and you can just grab him and it's so satisfying. Anyway, pressing up. The first one, we're doing a set of 20. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. The song that came into my head just now is, "Don't you want somebody love?" And I was like, I've got three little beasties and one human. So I don't know, I highly recommend the cat. Taking it down. We're gonna kick up, point your toes. First, we just do this version, kick up and flex and take it down. 5 of those, up and in and flex, lower. Batma, passe, batma, lower, batma, passe, batma, lower. Last one, plain. Then we're gonna add the sprinkles. Coming up, fold it in, turn it out, bring it up, take it down. Up, fold, rotate, rotate, kick and flex, and lower. Batma, passe, turn it in, turn it out. Flex, lower, up, fold, turn it in, turn it out. Flex. Last one, totally not counting. I think we did more than 6. That's okay. I think I was aiming at 5, and then I think we did more. Bend both knees, tap it out, let it go. And then come up onto your elbow. Top hand, big circles, following your hand with your eyes, either touching your shoulder or not. Make this as easy as you need to on the bottom. Like if you want to open your chest and lungs more and you don't really need to work your QL more, then put that leg down. Change direction with that top arm. Each one's going to give you different things, different jewels behind each version. Hello, kitty. Good. And then take it down. And you take your bottom knee forward. It's not distracting. Have a little cat sit on you or next to you. And then we do our side stretch. So bottom knee, my foot is touching my top knee, and I'm stretching away from the bottom leg, taking it down and then up. So as I said before, this left side, I've got probably a little bit of scar tissue maybe in my intercostals or somewhere in the fascia of my lat or under my lat. maybe in my serratus. Let me just name some names. Name dropping muscles, woo! And then come up, shake it out, let it go. And have a momentary independent thought, sip of your coffee or your water. And then let's take it into a forearm plank. We're going to go back and forth with this. So I'm going to take my socks off. If you have, I know some of you guys have shoulder and wrist issues, you could just come onto your belly and do some back work. So here's the alternate version. I'm just going to show you really quick. If you aren't going to do your forearm plank, just come here and just do raises up and down. So very easy and simple. If we're on the forearm plank, I had a whole plan for this. You're going to come up. Oh, I know what it is. You're going to reach your tail up to the ceiling into a dolphin and then take it forward. It's basically just downward dog, but from the forearms. Tail goes up, reach, and then take it back down. And push and lower. Press it up and lower. And last one, up. You can walk your feet in a little bit here, bend one knee and then the other. If this is not comfortable, you can always downward dog this or go to those belly exercises where you're on your belly. And take it back and lower down and relax. And wherever you are, bend your knees, let your legs fall from side to side. Massaging out the front of your quads. Breathing, letting your butt relax. Sassy butt, shaking it out, let it go. And then tops of feet on the floor. We're going to, let's take your, let's try and figure out where your hands should be. I guess hands either here, here, whatever feels good to you. This is what feels good to me. So for here, I'm going to just lengthen my right leg out a little bit. My pelvis is going to shift slightly. Then I'm going to lift it, keeping both the front of both hip bones and my pubic bone on the floor. So it's not going very high. And then lower down. I'm going to lift out my left leg. I'm going to lengthen it an inch or two longer than my right leg. Lift it up. Not too high. Again, feeling into those hamstrings and release it down. So for this exercise, we're trying to stay connected to the mat with the front of the pubic bone and both front of your hip bones. So you're not getting really twisty for this. We're just stabilizing, lengthening, and lifting. All of it is good sometimes, and release. Switch it to the other side, lengthen, lift. Oh, and I'm now lifting my head up, which somehow feels better. So if you feel like you want that balance of also lifting your head, go for it. But it might feel good to keep it down. You can play with that. Alternating sides, reach it out, lift. Last one. And then take your hands next to your chest, come all the way up. If it feels okay, you're going to turn your head from side to side, looking over one shoulder, looking over the other. If this hurts, don't do it. Taking it back down, just shake out your spine, let it go. And we'll go up and down a few times. Go as far as you can with no hands, add the hands, keep coming up. If it feels okay, try to touch your toes to your head. And release it back down. Working with what feels right to you in your body today. And then push it back, take it into a child's pose, soften and melt, let it go. Shifting from side to side. Oh, people are dropping out. Are we going way too long? No, we're going to, it's I know this thing is booked to sometimes as a 45-minute class or a 50-minute class. I'm going a little longer today, just so you know. Shifting from side to side, let it go. Yeah. Relax your head, neck, and shoulders. Shake it out. And then coming up, and let's sit on our butts and do a stretch for the hips. So I was thinking about this morning. First, just shake out your legs, bang them out, and then rotate in and out. Thinking about this, and this we could apply to your body, we could apply it to your business, we could apply it to anything. Wow. It's really fun. It's like dropping like flies. That's okay. If you need to go, it's totally fine to blank out. So we have sort of three different possibilities. One is building, pushing forward. Another one is maintaining, and another one is deep resting, right? And we want to do all of those things. Like we can't always be in maximum build mode, and we can't always just, I mean, we can, sometimes we need to, but we want those things to sort of shift around. So today is going to be like a day where I don't push it as hard, or today is going to be a day where I'm just going to push it and see what happens. And then tomorrow I'll adjust accordingly. But we can't think that every day is it's kind of an American idea, and maybe an idea all over the world, is that we think that you got to push it harder and do more, and it's got to keep happening. And it's like, actually, no, we really need to back off sometimes also. So if you start to really start to pay attention to your system, it will tell you, oh, today is a day to take it easy. Today is a day to work hard. Today is a day to rest, so trying to build in that kind of intelligence. Let's go with ankle to knee pose. Actually, let's do knee over knee pose. So if it's possible, one knee over the other, try to sit evenly into your hips. If that doesn't work for you, you can do one leg. That's also fine. And from here, we're just going to free up the spine. There was that period of history in my life where America was really mad at France. I can't even remember why, but they didn't want to have French fries or French toast. They wanted to call them freedom fries and freedom toast. It always cracks me up when people want to replace things like that. And also, what is the idea of freedom? Where are people free? Because a lot of the people that are talking about freedom aren't very free in their bodies. Take it forward, let it go. Is freedom inside or is freedom outside? Is it a combo? It could be different. The answer could be different on any given day. And then come up, open the arms out, stretch towards your top leg. And open, take it to the other leg. Oh, nice C curve in your spine. Inhale up, spiral. And then the other way. And then come in and unscramble. Give it a bang. Let that soft tissue in your calves, hamstrings, hips really release, quads, everything easy. Give it a little bang. So yeah, this is going to hydrate tissue. This is going to move water around inside there just by giving it a bang. Switch it to the other side. Movement hydrates tissue. Circling around. And what is the hydration? There's like different fluids in our body, right? A lot of it's lymph. A lot of it's like the extracellular matrix, also known as the interstitium or the interstitial fluid, which is the stuff that's outside of the cells. And it's usually stuff that's moving back and forth, like it needs to move in different parts of your body. There's all these exchanges happening. Change direction. And as we move, we're letting that stuff readjust. When we do these lymphatic flushes, we're ideally letting the lymph system start to reintegrate so that it can detox you better. Taking the arms, oh, we didn't go forward. Go forward, let it go, soften and melt. Move or don't move in this, whatever feels right to you. And then bringing it up and opening the arms, stretching toward the top leg. And then the bottom leg. And lift and spiral. And then the other way. Good. Bang it out, let it go. Rotate in and out. And I'm just going to take you guys on a little tour upstairs for a special treat for 1 second, but hopefully we'll be able to hear. So I'm going to go up there and be very quiet, and then I'm going to come back down. I don't know if you guys could hear anything or not. Looks like Medea could hear it. Marie Christine couldn't hear it. I'm not sure if it'll come out on the video or not. But we got a harp yesterday. So there's a lot of harp music going on in the house. Come on, come on, come on. All right, let's finish off with some breathing. Yeah, I'll have to make a surreptitious recording of the harp and post that, because Anthony's kind of incredible. He can pretty much just play any instrument because he's spent so much time studying so many different instruments. So he gets an instrument and it's like instantly sounds amazing. Like, holy crap, how does he do that? Inhale, lift and open. Oh, I got to show everybody this because this is an exciting. There we go. Lord Gaylord just coming in to sit on the mat with the little kitten. Everyone's like, how's Lord Gaylord taking it? Ah, shake it out. Inhale, open. Ah, shake, shake, shake. Last one, deep breath in, fill up. And let it go. Everyone in TV land, if this is helping you, please share it with your friends, like and subscribe. I am trying to build my empire, my vast empire. So help me please.